Hello again, it's Gail here from Ornamentology. Following on from the whole notion of celestial nature of things, I've found this bunch of digital downloads which are really rather beautiful, and I've printed them using my standard printer onto this linen union fabric. And then I found this really rather beautiful, it almost looks celestial, doesn't it? Paper fastener, or brads as they call them in America. This book is called Stargazer, and it's just an interesting little book. It's made out of banana paper. I love banana paper. I've got this little tiny edition which is on a paper clip, and it's where you put your pen, which is quite lovely. It's got another little enclosure. This fastener, which has got a star on it, is actually a ring pull for a drinks can, which is sort of interesting, isn't it? This is a file folder that I've just stenciled, and this is again a little tiny subsidiary notebook. Thank you very much, because you can never have too much writing paper. There's quite a little bit of writing paper in there. That goes over there, and that closes there. The usual postcard, which we'll gloss over because we've seen it lots of times. It's held together with this piece of sari ribbon. So here are the downloads. They're beautiful. They're very celestial, and I've printed them on a really gorgeous watercolor paper it feels like linen. It isn't, but it feels like linen. And the colorway is again in keeping with the general download situation. This is some pages from a stamp album that I used for the cover of for something else altogether. But look at this swirly gorgeousness about the universe. Just a little bit about rue is said to be best grown when you've stolen it. It's a gardening book situation. I found this map that took my fancy. It's actually of Doncaster and Bawtry. Just the colourway. I liked the way this takes your eye to this piece of trace. I haven't put trace in a book for ages. I just wanted to do that. Again, it sort of almost looks like a solar system. When you see through the pages, you can sort of see the light through it. You can write on this. This is a slightly different paper. It's dyed with red cabbage, but I quite like the way it picks up the blue in the constellations. A little bit of my own printing here that's sort of orbital looking. More of the same of this stuff where you would put your stamps, I think. Bit of interesting yellow paper. A little pocket here that's this is just a piece of card that was left over that I just threw in the dye bath, but I like the way that it's kind of patinaed. It's quite lovely, and it just fits in there. And this is one of the pages. It was one that was left over, and it was just so beautiful. I didn't want to not add it really. And it's just an old celestial set of charts, and it's on this textured paper, which is really rather lovely, and you'll be able to write on that. This is an interesting soft paper. But I like the way the blue goes with the blue, and I like the way that it didn't sit well. It was because it had been in the dye bath and it was quite pulpy paper. It went out of whack, and I quite like that. You know, nothing's ever quite as straight as we think it is it really? A bit more of that recipe book paper. I put this in. It's Oriental paper. I don't know what it says. I don't speak this particular Oriental, but I just like the way I just like the text, to be honest. Something about gas and electricity, oven temperatures. This is just a piece of tissue that I've dyed, which is quite beautiful and lives with this rather gorgeous image. And more of the same, a bit more of this rather beautiful old book paper that's got music score on. It's very lovely indeed. A bit more of my own dyeing. Gel plate printing, a bit more trace, a little bit more of this gorgeous paper, a little bit of this is just something that's marigold dyed, and then I just splattered it with green. It just looks like it could be a starburst really. And then this is some more of my own printing on that really soft paper, but I just love the intensity of colour. It's just beautiful. So, and my love of brown paper is legendary, really. And these are all slightly differently bound in, and they're slightly higgledy-piggledy. I quite like that, because nature isn't terribly uniform, you know. So a bit more of the same. This opens up here so that you get the whole image, which is rather beautiful. A bit more of the other end of the Oriental. I don't know what language is it. I don't know if it's Chinese or Cantonese or whatever it is, so that's why I'm calling it Oriental. And then in here, in this little pocket, there's some little pieces of more of the orange file folder, and these were little leftover bits which I really liked, and I didn't want to discard them, so I've made them into little journaling card come tags. And then this is the inside out of an envelope. So this would usually be on the inside of your envelope, but I've turned it through the other way because I quite like this brick stuff, and then I just painted it, gel plate printed it with gold, which is quite iridescent. And then inside this envelope is this piece of writing. It's beautiful. It's about Marie Antoinette, and it's just somebody's writing about Marie Antoinette, but I just quite liked it. I just liked the oldie worldy language that they use, and it just fits in there nicely, and I just quite liked the whole envelope inside out as an envelope juxtaposition thingy. So more of this, because it's the other end of the same thing. I mean, look at this image, it's absolutely sensational. This is really beautiful textured paper, so it all feels kind of interesting. It's a piece of stray paper here. I don't know quite how that's got away. I'll find a spot for that. There's a bit about Lincoln, a bit more paper. This is rather beautiful. Some more of the stamp paper. This is an old book, fly sheet from an old book. And we're back to the end again. I'm going to tuck this in here. I don't know how it's just not got tucked where it needs to go, I think. And this is it. And it just fastens like this with this bit of kind of sari silk. It looks like this on the back because obviously this is the whole... Let me open that so you can see the whole sheet. It's probably a better idea. Let me open this for you. And it's bound with this navy blue embroidery floss, they call it in America, but we call it embroidery thread here because, you know, we're not quite the same. And it's a bit of a... This blue of this thread is the sort of blue that in times past, if you're old enough to remember this, you're a certain vintage, Smith's Crisp used to do crisps that had a little blue bag of salt that you added yourself, and it's that blue. Smith's Crisp salt blue. So the size, it's 8 by 5.5, which in centimetres is 20 by 14. And it's a soft journal. It's a soft cover. Banana paper, which is very robust indeed. It's called Stargazer, and it's £38. It's just lovely. It feels nice in your hand because of the fabric. And there it is. It's ready whenever you wish to look at it or see it or have it posted out to you. And all of that is possible. Just get in touch and we'll be there. Thank you very much for your time today. Goodbye now.